Making a clean break from childhood to become a man. Now, this is a pretty broad topic, everything to do with masculine maturity, but guys, we only have 15-20 minutes, so we're going to have to economize and really dig down to the bullet points for you here. Breaking from childhood, for most guys, is going to be simultaneously a process, but also there's going to be probably one memorable episode of life. You know, for most of us, it's where you left college and went into the workforce for the first time, or you had your first breakup, or you had your first health crisis, whatever it may be.
The first time the bank account was at zero.
Oh, yeah.
Because Papa hadn't put enough money in it.
I hate that. That happened to me multiple times.
So what does a kid expect? A kid wants things right now when he wants it. A child wants to feel good, doesn't worry about the future too much, and is not so aware of consequences. It's the instant gratification mindset, and there's not too much planning, and it makes sense because a kid doesn't have much life experience, so he doesn't have perspective. And only with age does a man look back and say, wow, if I had done A differently, I would be in a different situation now. So a lot of the break comes from learning how to delay gratification and think forward to the consequence of our actions. And of course, that has applications everywhere in career and mission and finance, and also in romance. And in a little bit in the segment, I'll talk about how it can apply specifically to dating and girls. But the main thing here is that a kid is impatient and expects things on demand, whereas an adult, a fully mature man, realizes that the world has its own timetable, and you can put your request in, and then hopefully you'll get back something, but you can continue to move forward even while you're waiting or you're postponing, you're working hard towards a long-term goal.
I think for men specifically, there's the issue of what throughout history has been called initiation. That's a lot of what we're talking about here, that there's going to be one traumatic event, one big game changer that happens, maybe in your adolescence, maybe in college, maybe just out of college, and maybe later for some guys, that marks where actually you had to make a decision to become a man. Now, the first part is you got to be put on notice. There's two kinds of narcissism or childishness. One is oblivious and one is not. And oblivious narcissism is, I'm immature and I don't realize it. Okay? And then the other kind is, I know I'm immature and screw you anyway.
So what?
So what? So what about it? Well, we're putting you on notice on what it is to be a man. So now you have no excuses, and you will have to decide to become a man.
Some examples are, obviously guys who go and enroll in the military and leave home. That's a big life transformation event. You're under a different set of parental restrictions. Now the military becomes a parent. I didn't have that experience. I moved from Los Angeles to Boston for college, and moving out of the house is a very classic way of extending oneself, because now I was on my own. I was responsible for my own timetable more than when I was living with my mother. So, and we see that commonly, that geographic displacement is like very much a breaking point from living under the roof of the parents to living under either an intermediate stage like college or entirely on one's own, and dealing with the consequences of poor time management, sleeping through class, spending too much money. These are all the transition period where the immature behavior starts to get checked against the realities of the world. And a wise guy, it's normal, but a normal developmental progress is to adjust when you see that the world is less forgiving than the parents were.